This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording made by Robert Garrison. For more information on this reader, visit climber53.com. Spirits in Bondage, a cycle of lyrics by Clive Hamilton. Part 3. The Escape. Poem 25. Song of the Pilgrims. O dwellers at the back of the north wind, what have we done to you? How have we sinned, wandering the earth from Orkney unto end? With many deaths our fellowship is thinned, our flesh is withered in the parching wind, wandering the earth from Orkney unto end. We have no rest, we cannot turn again, back to the world and all her fruitless pain, having once sought the land where ye remain. Some say ye are not, but ah God, we know that somewhere past the northern snow, waiting for us the red rose gardens blow. The red rose and the white rose gardens blow in the green northern land to which we go. Surely the ways are long and the years are slow. We have forsaken all things sweet and fair. We have found nothing worth a moment's care, because the real flowers are blowing there. Land of the lotus fallen from the sun, land of the lake from whence all rivers run, land where the hope of all our dreams is won. Shall we not somewhere see at close of day the green walls of that country far away, and hear the music of her fountains play? So long we have been wandering all this while, by many a perilous sea and drifting isle, we scarce shall dare to look thereon and smile. Yea, when we are drawing very near to thee, and when at last the ivory port we see, our hearts will faint with mere felicity. But we shall wake again in gardens bright, of green and gold for infinite delight, sleeping beneath the solemn mountains white, while from the flowery copses still unseen, sing out the crooning birds that ne'er have been touched by the hand of winter frore and lean, and ever-living queens that grow not old, and poets wise in robes of fairy gold, whisper a wild, sweet song that first was told ere God sat down to make the Milky Way. And in those gardens we shall sleep and play forever and forever and a day. Ah, dwellers at the back of the north wind, what have we done to you? How have we sinned, that ye should hide beyond the northern wind? Land of the lotus fallen from the sun, when shall your hidden flowery veils be won, and all the travail of our way be done? Very far we have searched, we have even seen the Scythian waste that bears no soft nor green, and near the hideous pass our feet have been. We have heard sirens singing all night long, beneath the unknown stars their lonely song, in friendless seas beyond the pillars strong. Nor by the dragon daughter of Hippocras, nor the vale of the devil's head we have feared to pass, yet is our labor lost and vain, alas. Scouring the earth from Orkney unto end, tossed on the seas and withered in the wind, we seek and seek your land. How have we sinned? Or is it all a folly of the wise, bidding us walk these ways with blinded eyes, while all around us real flowers arise? But, by the very God, we know that somewhere still beyond the northern snow, waiting for us, the red rose gardens blow. Poem 26. Song. Fairies must be in the woods, or the satyr's laughing broods, tritons in the summer sea, else how could the dead things be, half so lovely as they are? How could wealth of star on star, dusted o'er the frosty night, fill thy spirit with delight, and lead thee from this care of thine up among the dreams divine? Were it not that each and all of them that walk the heavenly hall is in truth a happy isle, where eternal meadows smile, and golden globes of fruit are seen, twinkling through the orchards green? Where the other people go, on the bright sward to and fro, Adam's dead could never thus stir the human heart of us, unless the beauty that we see, the veil of endless beauty be, filled full of spirits that have trod far hence along the heavenly sod, and see the bright footprints of God. Poem 27. The Ass. I woke and rose and slipped away to the heathery hills in the morning grey. In a field where the dew lay cold and deep, I met an ass new roused from sleep. I stroked his nose and I tickled his ears, and spoke soft words to quiet his fears. His eyes stared into the eyes of me, and he kissed my hands of his courtesy. "O big brown brother out of the waste, how do thistles for breakfast taste? And do you rejoice in the dawn divine, with a heart that is glad no less than mine? For, brother, the depth of your gentle eyes is strange and mystic as the skies. What are the thoughts that grope behind, down in the mist of a donkey mind? Can it be true, as the wise men tell, that you are a mask of God as well? And as in us, so in you no less, speaks the eternal loveliness? And words of the lips that all things know, among the thoughts of a donkey go? However it be, O 4-foot brother, fair today is the earth our mother. God send you peace and delight thereof, and all green meat of the waste you love, and guard you well from violent men, who'd put you back in the shafts again. But the ass had far too wise a head to answer one of the things I said, so he twitched his fair ears up and down, and turned to nuzzle his shoulder brown. Poem 28. Ballade Mystique. The big red house is bare and lone, the stony garden waste and sere, with blight of breezes ocean blown, to pinch the wakening of the year. My kindly friends with busy cheer my wretchedness could plainly show. They tell me I am lonely here. What do they know? What do they know? They think that while the gables moan, and easements creak in winter drear, I should be piteously alone, without the speech of comrades dear. And friendly for my sake they fear, it grieves them thinking of me so, while all their happy life is near. What do they know? What do they know? That I have seen the Dagda's throne in sunny lands without a tear, and found a forest all my own to ward with magic shield and spear, where through the stately towers I rear, for my desire, around me go immortal shapes of beauty clear. They do not know, they do not know. The friends I have without a peer, beyond the western ocean's glow, whither the fairy galleys steer, they do not know. How should they know? Poem 29. Night. I know a little druid wood, where I would slumber if I could, and have the murmuring of the stream to mingle with a midnight dream, and have the holy hazel trees to play above me in the breeze, and smell the thorny eglantine. For there the white owls all night long in the scented gloom divine, hear the wild, strange, tuneless song of fairy voices thin and high, as the bats unearthly cry, and the measure of their shoon, dancing, dancing under the moon, until amid the pale of dawn the wandering stars begin to swoon. Ah, leave the world and come away. The windy folk are in the glade, and men have seen their revels laid in secret on some flowery lawn, underneath the beechen covers. Kings of old, I've heard them say, here have found them fairy lovers, that charmed them out of life and kissed their lips with cold lips unafraid, and such a spell around them made that they have passed beyond the mist and found the country under wave. Kings of old whom none could save. Poem 30. Oxford. It is well that there are places of peace, and discipline and dreaming and desire, lest we forget our heritage and cease the Spirit's work to hunger and aspire. Lest we forget that we were born divine, now tangled in red battle's animal net, murder the work and lust the anodyne, pains of the beast 'gainst bestial solace set. But this shall never be. To us remains one city that has nothing of the beast, that was not built for gross material gains, sharp wolfish power, or empire's glutted feast. We are not wholly brute. To us remains a clean, sweet city lulled by ancient streams, a place of visions and of loosening chains, a refuge of the elect, a tower of dreams. She was not builded out of common stone, but out of all men's yearning and all prayer, that she might live eternally our own, the Spirit's stronghold, barred against despair. Poem 31. Hymn. For boys' voices. All the things magicians do could be done by me and you, freely if we only knew. Human children every day could play at games the fairies play, if they were but shown the way. Every man a god would be, laughing through eternity, if as gods his eyes could see. All the wizardries of God, slaying matter with a nod, charming spirits with his rod, with the singing of his voice, making lonely lands rejoice, leaving us no will nor choice, drawing headlong me and you, as the piping Orpheus drew man and beast the mountains through, by the sweetness of his horn, calling us from lands forlorn, nearer to the widening morn. All that loveliness of power could be man's peculiar dower, even mine this very hour. We should reach the hidden land, and grow immortal out of hand, if we could but understand. We could revel day and night, in all power and all delight, if we learned to think aright. Poem 32. Our Daily Bread. We need no barbarous words nor solemn spell to raise the unknown. It lies before our feet. There have been men who sank down into hell in some suburban street, and some there are that in their daily walks have met archangels fresh from sight of God, or watched how in their beans and cabbage stalks long files of fairy trod. Often me too the living voices call, in many a vulgar and habitual place. I catch a sight of lands beyond the wall, I see a strange God's face. And some day this work will work upon me so, I shall arise and leave both friends and home, and over many lands a pilgrim go, through alien woods and foam, seeking the last steep edges of the earth, whence I may leap into that gulf of light,